Yes. Hey everybody, this is Quentin J. Parker, and you are watching my flight sim vlog. Today we will fly the TBM 900 from its current spot on the ramp of Bangor International. A couple of 100 miles to the southeast. Southwest to Burlington International, and I'm sporting a new paint scheme, a new do, if you will, and I'm digging it. I mean, I dig the old one, but I'm digging this as well. So let's clean it up. Let's lose the ties and caps. They're done. Hang on. As you guys can see, I'm going to Burlington armed and ready, like my father before me. Let's lose the wick covers, the pitot tube cover. I probably should have closed that up when I was over there. Alright, close it up, R2. The static port cover. Passenger cover. Passenger door. Hello. It's not closing. Why is it not closing? That's closing. There we go. All right. Let's start this puppy up. Real quick. Scan of the top row. Everything is in the down position as it should be, with the exception of ignition, which is always in the automatic position. Fuses are down and pushed. Is that light on? Is that a... There we go. So they're good. Flaps are up. Fuel's in cutoff. Manual override is fully back. Fuel is on the left. We've manually indicated that we have full tanks. Visually indicated, I mean. Alternate static source and emergency ram air are both pushed in. Gears down. The entire DICE panel is all down. We're good to go. Let's light her up. So, crash bar up. Battery source. She's coming online. Aligning, aligning, aligning. All right.
Warning, okay.
Fuel pressure and oil pressure, low voltage, automatic fuel selection, and vacuum low are all expected warnings. So, let's come back up to the top row.
Pause system test, okay.
Turn on the boost pump, and strobes to let everybody know that we're getting out of here. And we're going to start her up. It's a little quieter. Clear prop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. There we go. I count if it's not like stabilized by 30 something seconds, to me that's an aborted takeoff. So alright, so bleed and AC to automatic. Standing on the brakes. Moving the throttle to flight idle. Pitot heat left and right. Inertial separator on. Cleared half the airs. We're on microphone. Let's turn on COM 1. AP trim on. Fuel selector automatic. Boost pump to automatic. Generator to main. And it's getting pretty late, so let's Tron this bitch. Alright, so battery amp, I expect that to go out in a couple of seconds, And inertial separators are on. So that's good. Pull up my trim. There we go. All right. Let's do, like I said, we're going to Burlington, and Burlington is Kilo Bravo Tango Victor. So I'm going to try and land on their well, I expect it to be runway 33, but we'll see what happens. Direct. Kilo, Bravo, Tango, Victor. Burlington International. And activate. Just making sure. Damn right we're inside airspace. Alright, we are basically ready to go. Like I said, it's 186 miles. Okay, cool. Let's see if we can beat daylight there. Where are we on the okay. So left, ahead, left, left, down, right. Let's see what's the active runway first before we commit to anything. ATIS is 127.75. One two seven. Seven five. You sure about that? Bangor 12775. Com 1's on. 1277. Duh.
Bangor INTL information November.
I'm a knucklehead.
2000 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 20,000 scattered, 35,000 scattered, temperature 14, dew point -15. Altimeter 2992.
Yep.
Arriving runway 33.
Alright, we're leaving at
Departing
33.
Runway 33. Advise on initial contact you have November.
November. Let's go. Release the brakes. Ahead, left, left, straight, right. Brake check, good. Ahead, left, left, down and right. Alright, so we'll be out of here in just a moment. Hi everybody. Like I said, my name's Quentin Parker and this is my Flight Sim vlog. What are we going to talk about today? A couple of things, I guess. Obviously we're going to talk about the TB9. It's been a week that I've had it, well, that everybody's had it, and it's been an event, but we'll cover that. And we'll talk about a little bit about the 1130 beta release, and we'll talk about the impact that this plane in particular has had on my personal hangar of planes. It's kind of substantial. But first, let's get in the air. Holding short, runway 33. Approach path is clear. 1 notch of flaps to takeoff. They see me rolling. There we go. Thought I could scoop behind the bars, but I didn't bank on these lights fixtures here. I like to use as much runway as I can because the runway behind you is useless. Useless. All right. We're basically good to go. Are those? Yeah, they're on. Trims are good. Starting the clock. Clock is ticking. Throttling up. %. Release the brakes. Looking for 85, 86, that general range. $60, $70, $86, positive rate of climb. Gear, flaps up. Full throttle. Or as full as I can get it. And that just happens to be the direction we're headed in. Autopilot engaged. Nav. There we go. Inertial separator is off. Let's see when that light goes out. I'm not terribly certain that my flight plan is in effect. Did I or did I not activate that plan earlier? Alright, looks like we're on our way. We're at 186, 175 miles away now, so let's do, I don't know, 10,500. Alright, climbing to altitude. We're on our way. So, like I said, it is Saturday, 27th, I think. Saturday the 27th, and the Hot Starts PC12. Whoa! Shows you where my brain's at. Hot Starts TBM 900 has been out in the wild for a week, and it has been madness. The impact of this plane on the X-plane general aviation community, it's been meteoric, to be honest. And well deserved, I think. So, in my last video I mentioned that I got it mainly to replace my PC-12. The PC-12 is a great plane. It really is. I love it to death. I've got a very fond place in my heart for it. But the TBM fulfills that role well better. It's faster, has a longer range, Whether or not it carries more, I can't say off the top of my head. Okay, all right. It's probably not as configurable or reconfigurable as the PC-12, and it might have the an equivalent short field operation capability as the PC-12. I think you can do some short field, just not as short as the Pilatus can do. So, they're different planes, but this one takes the cake, really, for its feature set primarily, and whoops. Synthetic vision and synthetic terrain. Sorry. Horizontal airport signs. Pathways in the sky. So all that is groovy. Let's see what else. No alerts, we're good. Transponders, set the altimeter, good. I'm just running a check of, the systems. So I mentioned that it had an impact on my my personal library stable of planes. So let me, if you've been following my videos, you've probably heard some of this before, but let me bring you up to speed. At the time of buying this plane, or after buying this plane, that would give me 8 aftermarket planes that, float my ducky. In no particular order, they are the Pilatus PC-12, the Piper Warrior II, the Diamond DA-62, the Epic E-1000, the Cirrus SR-20 and the Cirrus SR-22, the Velocity V-Twin, and which brings me now to the TBM 900. Whew! That's a lot of planes. But I quickly realized that, the planes that I've had the longest, the newer planes fulfill their role better. The older planes being the PC-12, the Piper Warrior, and I suppose I should say the SR-22, but I'm not, and I have my reasons. So the Piper Warrior is a trainer, and it's it has rudimentary navigational systems. It's slow as hell, and as much as I love it, it's just not. Well, you know what? I've outgrown it. Let's just say it. I've outgrown it. So that got replaced supplanted, if you will, by really the Cirrus twins, the SR20 and the SR22, the DA62 and the Velocity V-twin. So same thing for the PC-12. Love it to death. Have a lot of adventures in it. You can see the videos for yourself. It's a noble friggin' plane. But there are planes that do it better. Now, I had intended last Friday, or all of last week, I was doing my homework, I had intended to replace the PC-12 with not the Diamond, the Epic E1000. But the TBM was released the day that I was going to make a purchase. So I was really torn between which one I was going to get. I decided to get both. And I'm glad I decided to get both because the Diamond... I did it again. The E1000 was a disappointment. And that's as charitable as I want to be. But one thing I did learn, or I had, thrust on me, flying the E1000 is, I thought it had a pretty weak flight model and a really weak damage model, or damage implementation, as in it was non-existent. You could, as long as you didn't crash, you couldn't overstress the plane. You couldn't bend the airframe. You couldn't damage the landing gear. You couldn't tear off a flap or the ailerons. There was basically, the plane is all thrust and no drag. And before I got too crazy about it, I put my existing planes through the same torture test to really see what was going on in that vein. But it turns out that all of the X-plane, all the planes in X-plane all the aircraft in X-plane suffer from the same condition. They're just, if the developer doesn't bake in something where you can damage the plane, it's not there. It really isn't. You can turn above corner speed. You can drop flaps and gear beyond the speed which they're supposed to be deployed, and you will suffer no damage. You might get, on some of the better renders of planes, you might get a warning from the system. Hey, you dropped your landing gear. Hey, you dropped your flaps. You might even you might even get a reduction in speed. But that's it. They're not going to be damaged. The flaps aren't going to tear off. You'll be able to land just fine on the landing gear. You can retract them and extend them, retract them and extend them at high speed, and nothing's going to happen. The engines, you can't break them. You can ride heavy on the torque and the ITT all day, and if the developer didn't encode any operational limits, guess what? You can just ride full throttle, at 29,000 RPMs all day, and nothing will happen. And that, I don't know why I never noticed that before. Maybe because I'm used to not flying planes outside of their operational envelope, but I feel kind of pissy about that. I really do, because that's a feature we get in Microsoft Flight Simulator that we don't get in X-Plane. You can break an airplane with a sharp turn. You can damage the airplane. But we X-Plane users have to wait for that implementation, and it's kind of pissy. Yeah, I said it. The TBM will definitely has damage encoded into it. No two ways about it. You can over torque the engine and kill it. That's cool. But everything else, standard flight model. Well, I shouldn't say standard flight model, but other than that, the plane is basically indestructible. You can't bend the airframe. So when I look at everything through that lens, even some of my replacement planes kind of suck. I had initially intended to just retire the Warrior, the Warrior and the Pilatus, but between the realization about X-Plane's aircraft being basically tanks with wings, and how far the Epic E1000 takes that, whoa. I've basically, instead of deciding to fly just a couple of planes, I've narrowed it down to 3. And it's crazy. I actually drew up like a chart, and I graded. I listed the feature sets of each plane, and their strengths, their weaknesses. I assigned grades to them in Excel, because I'm a dork, and only 3 rows above the fray. The SR-22 is not included. The SR-22 for me is unflyable. It is an X-Plane 10 plane that does not port well to X-Plane 11. 22 minutes. You know, so one down. The SR22 is just has a big fat X over it. The Epic E1000, big fat X. It's useless software for me. So that's out. The Warrior and the Pilatus, sentimental aircraft, they're out. So 4 down. The Diamond DA62. That plane, like the TBM here, does have a degree of damage, in that you can over torque the engines and they'll explode. So that's cool if you want to look at it that way. Hang on. 91 miles. Okay. But I'm just not a fan of it. It's a nice plane. No. It is a lovely plane. It is a fine plane. It's beautiful to look at. It's easy on the eyes. I think some care was rendered to it. It just doesn't work for me. Especially its implementation of the G1000. It just doesn't do what I need it to do. So that's out. So basically that leaves, if you haven't been keeping score, the TBM, the Velocity V-twin, and the SR20. The SR20 is the de facto. Well, okay, hang on. The SR20 doesn't replace the Piper Warrior per se. It replaces the SR22. Because I love that whole Cirrus experience. And the fact that I have to step back a generation of plane to get it doesn't hurt me. Doesn't, I'm not offended by that. So the Velocity V-twin, that replaces the Piper Warrior. And it's a little faster than the SR20. It's a twin. It has a it has prop levers where the SR20 only has a power lever. I'm sorry, a prop lever and a mixture. The Velocity V-twin has constant speed propellers. There, that's what I wanted to say. And the TBM replaces the Pilatus PC-12. So those are my planes. It seemed like a good decision, I think. Every now and again, I suppose I'll fly the Warrior in the PC-12, but they are effectively out of rotation. All right. So that's the impact that this plane, this study level simulation, has had on my hangar. That being said, I think I mentioned last time that I was getting high 20s, low to mid 30s for frame rates. As of, we're on patch 8, 1.08 for the TBM, and they tweaked the performance of it. I'm getting pretty consistent frames in the mid to high 40s. Like this right here is, well, was 50, but now it's like 44, 49, 45, 45, 50. $49. So, you know, it's better. Now, I'm not sure if this performance boost is from the TBM tweaking. I'm sorry, the TBM's performance tweaks, or if it's from the beta release of 11.30, because there were supposed to be some performance tweaks within that. So I haven't had a chance to put 1130 through its paces. My primary reason for wanting it was the promised performance tweaks and the particle system. I wanted to see how that looked, you know, because that's going to impact everything from clouds to smoke to fire. And you see what it just did for contrails. Well, vortices. I've got vortices now. If I was special, I'd do like a little 360 barrel roll, but not gonna do it. 123.8. So let's get our head back in the game and see if we can't tune in Burlington's ATIS. We should be able to pick it up in 12 miles or so. Burlington is has an elevation of 335. So yeah, I need to start my descent. .426 in the dive. descent. The other day I got this up to like 0.45 Mach. It was awesome. .44. God.
Burlington International Information Note. 2000 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 19,500 scattered, 34,500 scattered, temperature 14, dew point -15. Altimeter 2992. Arriving runways 1501, departing runways 1501. Advise on initial contact you have November.
Okay, that was stupid. I could have pulled up its real world weather any time now, but that's it. Okay, so runway 15 is the runway 15 it is. Okay. So we land this way. Alright, this is all Air National Guard. I can exit to the right, taxi all the way down the Gulf. And park at Charlie. So be it. I see it. That was some aggressive descending. Just didn't want to, be all up on the top of the airport and be 4,000 feet higher than I needed to be. 30 miles out. Might be kind of low. So I'm really liking the TBM. It's got so much going on. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm definitely too low. But you'll notice that I was very ginger about my takeoff. Excuse me, I only took off at 50% power because my ability to hold the center line yeah, this is gonna work. My ability to hold the center line is iffy under the best of circumstances. So you throw in a overpowered monster like this, and I find myself performing a lot of grass takeoffs, and it's not just me. I can finally say that I'm not the only one who's having a problem with that. According to the quick start, what you can do to alleviate that is, just before takeoff, when you're on the lineup, kick in a little right rudder trim, and that's supposed to help reduce the control issues during takeoff. I have found that to be highly problematic. So I don't use it. I've found that just really easing into the takeoffs with half power, or 50% torque, that works just fine. Now that probably won't work for a short field takeoff, but paved runway that's more than, I guess, 1,500 feet, that's plenty. That's plenty fine for me. Looks like I'm leaking fuel. Is he really seated that far back? I guess so. Check out that LED modeling. Pretty bitchin', eh? Yeah, I descended way too aggressively. I am seeing this plane everywhere. It's all over FS economy. Excuse me, sorry. See? 11 miles out and 6,000 feet in the air. But it's better than hitting a mountain. I am just going to disconnect the autopilot. And edge my way to the north so I can make a approach to the runway. I didn't punch in. Well, you know what? I didn't know which runway I was going to have, so I've got runway 33's ILS, but I don't think it's reciprocal. I'll just do a visual approach. I wonder if it's charted. Oh, there we go. 110.3, and it is reciprocal. ZIDO. No, we're low. Let's do STAEV. I'm heading away from it now. All right. All right. Kind of low, so
Landing gear. 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 Landing gear.
Let's do Sidox or FOVES.
Think rate. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Think rate. 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 Think rate.
About to do it. Whoa. I think I just lost the signal. Okay, it's looking like I'm perpendicular to the runway. I believe that's it. All right. Gear down. I picked it up, but it looks like I might have blown through. turning base. What I hope is base for runway 15. I think I screwed it up. Alright, at the end of the day, I'm simply too close to the runway. Probably. I just want to catch the localizer. Is that my runway? I believe that's my runway. Boom. Alright, let's get some distance. That could have been done a little neater. Three greens, runway, gears down. Let's, we're at 2700. Let's come down a little bit to a descending turn. And boom. All right. Too dark to see, but I'm pretty sure I just put down full, oh yeah, full flaps, 2 greens, come right, come right, four whites are very high. All right. One red dot. Two reds. We're on glide slope. Looks good. Looks very nice. Little high. Screw it. Runway's made. Runway 15. Late, but I'm here.
Airspeed.
It's like having a parachute, man. All right. Where are we? Taxiway Alpha. Let's clear the runway. Should be able to take Kilo all the way to the end of the airport, and park there. There's Golf, Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. Whoa, 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 whoa. Am I about to cross this runway needlessly? Oh, let's get on the right chart for one thing. Alright, yeah, Alpha, Golf, take Golf all the way down to Charlie, Charlie, Alpha, Echo, Echo. I think we're on Golf. Oh, that's right the first time. Yeah, Alpha to Charlie. Charlie all the way down. Golf ends at the runway. Could have made this in under an hour if I didn't screw up the approach. Charlie? Okay, I am crossing the runway. Charlie to Kilo. Take Kilo all the way down. Whoa. That looks kind of scary, like I'm going into the abyss. That way. And I finally overheated the brakes. Not too much. It's only going to take them 15 minutes to cool off now. I guess this is a parking spot. Well, that's what I'm calling it. And I am way too tired to debate it. Alright, we're all chalked up. Let's shut it down. CS off. Can't get the crash bar down. Off, down, down, down. Down, down, down. All right. I think we're good to go. Get out of here. Let's prep it up and refuel. Top off anyway. All right. That's all she wrote, people. We are here in Burlington. So, hope you got something out of that flight. And we will do it again later. That's it. It's been Quentin Parker. I'm out. Bye.